The Good Ride, forever unsponsored. This is the 160 Lando Phoenix. I had a 57 years ago. Now, the Phoenix has added horsepower technology. Peter, how do you say horsepower again?
What do you mean by that?
Good job! Horsepower!
Giddy up!
It's got a stiff flex, medium stiff to stiff. It's got that same old, I think it's just that same old C2 it's always had, from what they told me.
Doesn't look like it's changed much.
Yep, this board does not change much. We're riding this because of the change to horsepower. It's been a while. I used to own this board, the 57.
Yeah, I did
then
too.
Peter owned it, and it was a really fun board. And about 5-6 years ago, it was one of those boards that's really recommendable, and it's the kind of board that it's one of Lib's only all mountain boards. It's got a very directional twinish type of ride that you can ride centered, switch, butter around a little bit. It definitely, now let's think, guys, terrain wrecker. I definitely like the terrain wrecker better.
I'll say that.
I felt the terrain wrecker had a little more grip, a little more butterability, a little more playfulness. This is more fun for when you want to drive out harder turns, bomb a little better.
Yeah, very torsionally
We
rigid.
got a good camber profile with this, where sometimes, boards vary with rocker. Sometimes the rocker is higher or lower. This board had a little mellower rocker, so the tip and tail were closer to the ground, and it felt more stable. The board you get might not be that way, but this one had a really fun, drivey, kind of stable, balmy feel to it. And it worked well with the flex, and it was fun to turn. It was pretty easy to ride switch. It's got these, if you can see, it's got these little power risers to give you a little higher lift, a little more drivey turn. It's not the fastest, tighter turner. This is a 160. We're riding this with transfers, Adidas Tactical ADVs, which are like medium stiff for Jimbo and I. Some sort of DC boot that Peter.
Some ASIM DC boot.
Yeah.
ASIM DC.
Yeah.
Love that band.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimbo.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, but now stay back here. You fart.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't farted since that first
Okay.
fart. It's still trickling out.
Crop duster. It's just
Still
he
in
went
here,
by,
trickling out. Like, this is good
like,
gear.
Yeah.
It's still like
He
trapped in
guitar legged a little bit of that fart out. But hey, it's been around for a while. I feel like the industry's changed a lot since this used to be a favorite, and it's not quite, now that all these other boards got so much better, it's not quite the board it used to be, but it's still a very fun, very recommendable board if you want something forgiving, something that you can center up and ride switch on groomers. You could hit the pipe, you could hit some kickers with this.
You can
Not
ride
the
in
best
powder.
jib board, and then you can set it back and ride it.
Set it back and ride in powder.
And get a little bit of a surfy directional ride. I think it has like an inch setback on side cut. Setback on board is even more. I think it's more than the terrain wrecker. However, I really like that terrain wrecker just overall as a board I'd recommend for somebody looking for like a true all mountain freestyle kind of board that like a one board quiver.
Yeah.
I think the terrain wrecker fits the freestyle side more, has better edge hold,
Better edge hold.
and is more playful, more dynamic underfoot, where this is a little more dead underfoot, a little more balmy, a little more.
It's very torsionally rigid.
Yes.
So it's like, it's not loose
I
and
don't
playful
really love
from the
the
nose to the tail. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like,
it can be a little unstable Balmy.
Be a little unstable.
But it's
Balmy.
Balmy
there.
for a hybrid rocker.
But
Yeah.
But once
like
again,
Florida
I mean,
BALM. Yeah. But what were you saying, Peter?
you know, but for someone for like, I would say like an intermediate rider who wants to do a little bit of everything except not really jibs so much, I'd say this is definitely a recommendable board and
Yeah.
still really fun and can ride great in powder. Will do fun carves, but I don't love it as much as a train wrecker these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are many other all-mountain boards that I feel like come on the recommendation list before this, but it's still a great board and it still does a good job. The additional horsepower seems to make it a little more dynamic from past memory, but I can't say for sure because I don't have the old one. Still good board. One of Mervin's few true all-mountain boards, one board quivers that can ride center, that can set back, and there you have it. The Lando horsepower.